Before there was Henry VIII and Elizabeth I, there was Henry VII, who was a king that founded a dynasty that changed England forever. So today, let's see how authors bring these early Tudors to life. Hello, welcome, my name is Julie and this is a new 4-part series which I'm really excited to bring to you. This is episode 1 and we go back all the way to the Battle of Bosworth Field. Henry VIII came to power in 1485 after the Bloody War of the Roses, a conflict that tore England apart for decades. His victory at this battle ended the Plantagenet line and began a new dynasty. Now, if you want to understand this moment a bit more, there's no better place to start than Thomas Penn's Winter King. He shows Henry VII not in a romantic way, but as a ruler, deeply suspicious of anyone that threatened to take his throne. It showed his controlling side. It showed his control also of money. He was very careful with money. So he was the first ruler after the mighty Plantagenets, who actually had relatives all over Europe, so you can understand why Henry VII didn't feel exactly settled upon his throne. He is not a glamorous ruler. He is careful, yet actually quite ruthless. Another book I can mention is actually The Red Queen by Philippa Gregory. And this time, fiction tells a bit of a different story. This novel follows Henry's mother, Margaret Beaufort, a woman who was utterly convinced that her son was chosen for kingship by his fulfillment of destiny. I find it very fascinating, the juxtaposition of Henry that's portrayed in fiction books and non-fiction. One gives us drama and passion, and the other actually really reminds us how fragile that dynasty was, even at the very beginning. The common man at the time was actually just concentrating, trying to get by in life. I mean, Henry did actually, with all his faults, he did actually bring stability to the country. However, with that stability brought higher taxes and very much tighter controls. And to read more about that, I suggest
How to Be a Tudor by Ruth Goodman.
Is a fantastic resource actually if you want to read more about the common man rather than the kings and queens and the nobility. He may not be remembered quite as much as his son and his granddaughter, but if you think about it, without him we would never have had the decade of Tudors. Next time we are going to be looking at his more flamboyant son, the second son, Henry, a man of power, passion, and of course those 6 wives. So join me next time as we explore through books one of the most infamous of them all. See you then.